Hi friends, welcome to part 3 of Career Conversations. In part 1, we talked about getting started. Part 2, dealing with challenges, especially stagnation and failure. Part 3, I want to share a few thoughts around accelerating your career. Now, hopefully this is relevant to those who are just starting out in whatever career it is that they are pursuing, as well as those who are already doing something. So how do you accelerate? How do you move at pace? How do you ensure that your ambition matches the reality around your progression and achievement? How do you try and minimize the chances that you will not ultimately achieve your ultimate goal within the timelines that you've set? So let's assume that we've started with an organization that provides that opportunity. We dealt with issues that may affect organizations in part 2, but let's assume that that opportunity is there. If you're in an organization, the opportunities are there. If you're ambitious, then your trajectory can match your ambitions. What do you do? How do you go about ensuring that you realize those? The first thing I think is to be clear about what your short, medium, and long-term plans are. Have you written them down? Have you had a conversation with someone about them? Are you getting guidance and mentorship throughout the journey? Those are critical ingredients to get you on your way. The other thing that I think is very interesting at the moment is the evolution of careers. There are certain skills, certain emerging themes and topics that I believe are showing us what the careers of the future will look like. And they are essential skills that everyone needs to gather today to be relevant tomorrow. And I think that the ones who are proactive about gathering these skills today are the ones who are likely to accelerate their careers in the short term. So what am I talking about? Digital skills, as an example. With all the technologies and tools that are emerging today, what are you doing to equip yourself with those tools and skills so that you can become even more relevant for your organization? It's greenfield. Some of these areas, there are no experts. Some of these areas, everyone in the organization is learning at the same time. Who is learning the quickest? That will become the expert. When that person becomes the expert, that person will have the greatest opportunity to move rapidly or to become the person who drives certain initiatives and opportunities within the organization. What skills are you gathering at the moment? Digital is just one example. There are emerging themes around the environment, social and governance issues, ESG as a topic. There are emerging topics in different spheres, in different professions. The question is, what are you doing to gather those, to get them, to give yourself a competitive advantage? So there's a question around skills that you need to get today that are relevant for tomorrow, perhaps even relevant for yesterday, but you didn't. If you haven't, there's a chance and an opportunity. We've also spoken about your objectives being clear, agreeing them, making them as clear as possible, so that it's clear that you're performing up to or beyond expectations. I think career mentorship and guidance is also critical. That's what I'm trying to do here, hopefully for someone who finds this useful. But having honest conversations about areas where you can improve, opportunities that exist, is also fundamental in speeding up your process. I think there's also a question about the degree of sacrifice that you need to make at a certain point. This is probably very controversial. Why is that? There are certain skills that you may need to garner that may mean you're not getting paid what you feel you should be paid. I perceive that as an investment. taking a pay cut or foregoing short-term gains for the long-term benefit. As an example, taking a slightly lower paying job to garner the right skills that will catapult you into your future is something that most people are a bit uncomfortable with, especially after you become accustomed to a certain lifestyle. But think about it. The sacrifice that you make for a few years' time could propel you several years ahead once you start to demonstrate those skills, once you're given the opportunity. So what sacrifices are you making along the way? Ultimately, there are a lot of issues that we can discuss. But when I think about it, one thing stands out: being deliberate about how you manage your career. All the way from when you get started, through to how you deal with stagnation and challenges, all the way to how you ensure that you accelerate or move at the pace that you think you should. Hopefully, those few thoughts are useful for someone. I'm looking forward to getting your feedback. We'll have more and more conversations as the year progresses. Do let me know what you think. Share your own ideas and thoughts. You might just help someone else in the process. Thank you very much.